Thank you so much, South Africa, for changing my life. If you are South African watching this video, I owe you a lot. If you are living in South Africa and you're not a South African, this video is for you. Also, if you are not in South Africa, but you are someone living in a foreign land, this video is also for you, so brace up. Hello and welcome, guys, to the Mawaja family. It's your girl, Precious. Yes, guys, as you saw in today's title, I am going to be sharing with you how South Africa changed my life without any employment opportunities. First of all, I am Zimbabwean, so going to South Africa, I went there for studies only. Even when I was leaving, my parents told me, Precious, my daughter, focus. So they told me, go there, study hard, get good grades, and come back home and get a better paying job. So that was the mentality I went to South Africa with. So when I reached in South Africa, the whole of my first year, I was studying. By the way, I was one of the best students ever. But you know, it reached a point where even when I want small things like buying pads, like buying my unders, I could ask my mother, Mama, can you kindly send me some money? I need to buy this. It was really disturbing. I know the day I got provoked when I realized, wow, people in South Africa are doing their own things. I saw students of my same age driving their own cars, and I'm like, Precious, you're still getting money for undies and pads from your parents. Other students are driving their own cars. Guys, I got provoked. That's how I started, deciding to change my life. Guys, that's how I decided to do something for my life, because I wanted to become independent like others. So it was not easy, by the way. Anything that brings change in your life, it is not easy. But this is how South Africa changed my life. First of all, I realized that the people in South Africa, they love nice things. And they are willing to buy and they can afford it. So when I saw it, I'm like, people love nice things. If I can bring nice things to these people around me, mostly on campus, if I can bring nice things, students can actually buy and I can make some money. But the starting point, that's where it wasn't there. So I made sure when my mother was sending me some money for upkeep, I was sacrificing to keep that money to gather some capital such that I started buying and selling. That's how I started buying clothes and selling. In South Africa, there are runners. I used to buy clothes at cheaper price. I had some profit. I started selling. It worked, guys. I saw my life started changing. I was becoming more independent. No need to ask my parents for anything, because that was my goal, to become independent. You see, I started working hard, collecting some money. It was so amazing. Another thing, guys, I didn't have any shop. I didn't have anywhere to sell. But I used my own room as a boutique. People in my campus used to know. I converted the whole of my room. I put it as a boutique. I used to put my things on wardrobes. I used to put on shelves, on what? You see, I used the opportunity I had to make money. I started buying, selling. People used to come to my room. They used to order. I used to deliver. Guys, things worked. That's how South Africa changed my life indeed. I saw greater opportunity. I saw that people in South Africa, once you have nice things, they can actually afford and buy from you. Secondly, this is how also South Africa changed my life. Guys, South Africa is one of the most developed countries in Africa. Or in SADC, by the way. It is more developed. I saw people doing great things, nice things when I visit the malls. Everywhere it was inspiration for me. You know, sometimes you can walk and you see differently like others. Me, whenever I could walk in South Africa, what I was seeing was inspiration. I see nice cars. I see people driving cars that I've never seen in my life. People doing things that I've never seen. Guys, I got so inspired. That's how actually I started dreaming big. I had never thought of dreaming for something bigger than any of those things. So just seeing those things in South Africa, it inspired me to also start dreaming big. I remember a day I told myself, you know what, Precious, you are also going to drive your own car. I didn't have money, but I told myself, I'm giving myself 2 years. In 2 years, I should be able to buy my first car. Guys, that is one of the hardest decisions I've ever made in my life. But since I was committed, I kept on saving money. I kept on saving money. Whatever I could, small thing I could do, I was saving money. After 2 years indeed, I bought myself my first car. I bought myself my first car. I was so happy, telling my parents, they were like, Precious, tell us, how? Are you now having sugar daddies in South Africa? I told my parents, you know what, Mama, I am working hard. Until they believed me. I started showing them my shop. I started showing them what I was doing, you see. I bought my first car as a student. I was so excited. Even before, guys, buying my car, I made sure without any money I visited car bonds. People, you know, places where they sell cars for window shopping. I wanted to know how it feels to sit in a car, to touch the steering. Because remember, I grew up where there was no car at home, there was no car. We used just to admire. You see, I went there, I felt it. I told my brain actually saw, I was seeing myself driving every time when I was saving my car 50 rand. I know I'm going to drive this car. That's how also, you know what, I got pushed to keep on working hard to achieve that car. So most of the times people fear to go in those car bonds just to look around the cars. You just look from afar. No, if you are dreaming to buy a car, go. They don't chase you there even if you don't have any money, and they will not know if you have any money. So that's how I bought my car. So even after buying my car, I was actually thinking, I can't just have this car also without a way of maintaining it. I also saw another opportunity that, you know what, students on campus, they were actually struggling, buying groceries from town, carrying them, you know, bringing on campus, because on our campus we were cooking ourselves. So I saw an opportunity that, you know what, I can actually start a cab business, cab services, where I can be picking students from campus to and fro, and others who want to go maybe to nearest places. I started a cab business, guys, and it worked. My life changed. I was making money. You know, sometimes you sit down and you ask yourself, wow, is this me? The truth is, there was no day in South Africa I could sleep without counting money. They always say it is healthy. As a lady, don't sleep without counting any money. I'm provoking someone there. I was seeing myself counting money every day. You see, from that cable business, my life totally changed. And the last thing, how South Africa changed my life, guys, this is going to help a lot of people. I never settled. South Africa actually made me so uncomfortable since I was a foreigner. You know, when you're not at home, there is a way you can't really settle. In my head, my mind was, Precious, you are just here for studies. Soon after studies, you're going to leave South Africa, you're going to go back to Zimbabwe. That one never left my mind. So whatever I did it the best. When it comes to studies, I was the best. I was studying to my core, and I was always passing. People knew me. I was always getting distinctions because in my head, I registered it that I'm not here for long. I'm not here to stay. I am here for a purpose, and I'm going to work hard such that I go back to Zimbabwe a changed person, an improved person. So I never settled. So every time I could sell or do any business, any hustle, I put in my all, because I knew soon after finishing here, I don't want to go back to Zimbabwe and look like someone who never went abroad. I'm sure this is an advice for someone. If you're in South Africa and you're a foreigner and you are settling, like you know yourself, you're not going to be here for long, and you're so settled, no, work hard like ever before. You know, do the best. If it's at a workplace, be the best employee. If you are doing a business, do it with all your heart. Because for me, I saw students, guys, who finished university. At university, they were slave queens. They were the best. You see, after leaving South Africa, going back to home or maybe to Zimbabwe or another country, you see someone, they look different. Now the money is no longer there. The clothes are no longer there. So me, I didn't want that. I worked so hard so that when I leave South Africa, I'm at a better place. So guys, this is how South Africa changed my life. So another advice I'm going to leave with you guys. If you are living in a foreign land, look for opportunities. You know, one of my mentors, actually I used to hear him saying, one of the easiest things to do is to create wealth. I'm like, is this guy crazy? You mean it's easy to create wealth? But he mentioned something that caught my attention. He said, As long as you can solve a problem for people, you can make money and create wealth out of it, as long as you know how to expand it. So it's all about solving problems. I saw students carrying plastic bags from town to campus, getting tired, it's hot, and I was like, now I have a car, I can actually carry these people for a fee. You see, I saw people loving nice things, loving to slay on campus, dressing nice, but they were traveling for a long distance to go nearest town to buy nice things. I brought the things on campus. I solved the problem. So most of the times, opportunities, people think it's maybe something big. No, just solve a problem for people. Bring a solution for people. If you see people are struggling with this, if there's a way you can provide that solution, that's how you make money. That's what is business. Business is just identifying the problems that people are facing or providing a solution, and you make money. And my last advice, guys, is, you know, when you're in a foreign land, one thing I have seen, don't try to be who you are not. What do I mean here? Don't try to be, okay, don't try to become them or to compete with them. No, one thing I learned in South Africa, I learned how to mind my own business. I learned how to do me. I knew I was here for studies and I'm going to go back to my country one day. I never tried to become them, like, you know, settle like, no, what, I'm a South African now. No. Don't try to be who you're not. Be you, mind your own business, do your own things. Don't compete. Don't enter into things that, you know, that don't require you to enter into. You are there for a purpose. You see, so those are some of the things that preserved me. It might sound funny to you, but to tell you the truth, in my 4 years in South Africa, I never argued with anyone, or no one never saw me fighting anyone. Even if I was, sometimes someone is trying to provoke me and I know I'm right, I could even say sorry. I was acting dumb and stupid. But I knew my place. I knew I'm in a foreign land. This is not my place. I knew my place. So my 4 years in South Africa, people loved me. I was so social. I knew my place. I never fought anyone. I never, you know, just knowing, staying in your lane and knowing why you are there, it will preserve you a lot, mostly in foreign lands. Because I see people saying, yeah, these foreigners, they hate us, they what? Most of the times it's how we behave sometimes. You're trying to compete, you're trying to act like it's your country, you're trying to, you know, there are things that as a foreigner, you just need to stay in your lane, mind your own business, do your own things, don't compete with anyone, don't try to fit in. Like, fitting in is good, but don't try to act like, you know, you are now a South African also, or you're now a Congolese, or you're now a Ukrainian, you know, just stay in your lane. So guys, this is the video I had for you. I hope it helped someone. That's how South Africa changed my life. Actually, I owe great thanks to South Africa and to God, because South Africa really changed my life. No employment qualifications. I used what was available. You know, I used what was available for my life to change. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, drop a comment. Even if you don't have anything to say, just say hi, hello. We'll be able to reply to you guys. Thank you so much. See you in our next video. Mwah.